Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so happy to be with you today. This is the second video for our second week of work under Animal Invaders. So first I'm going to show you how to access the text, and then we're going to do step one, which is preview the text. And this text is not only is it long, there's a lot of stuff to preview and kind of get a feel for what this text is about. I know that we've read a lot about Animal Invaders, and this is probably our last text where we're really going to bring it all together and kind of sum up some of the information that we've learned so far. So you see my Schoology screen, and right here is Epic. This book, Animal Invaders, is in Epic. So you're going to click on Epic, and then you should see your class come up. So for me, this is Mrs. Gonzalez's class, and you should just be able to click on it. If you haven't already signed in, your teacher has given you the code, or watch the video under important information for students and parents. In that folder, it's green. There are so many videos that tell you how to access this information. So you need to watch those videos so you can see how to access the text that we need you to watch or look at. All right, so this is just my class and all my people are here. So you're gonna click on your name. I'm going to click on somebody here, and it says your teacher sent you a book. Yes. So your teacher sent you a book. This is Animal Invaders. It's going to come up, hopefully. If not, it's under assignments. It's been assigned to you. So I'm going to click out of that, and I'm going to go to my own Animal Invaders. So here we go. I have my Animal Invaders book up, and we're going to start our preview. So I have Animal Invaders. Now, like I said, I already have some information in my schema about Animal Invaders. So I already know that several things that this book is going to be about. When I go to chapter 1, I can see that this book is organized in a question. So this chapter is going to tell me what are animal invaders, and part of this lesson is going to be setting up our notes so that we can take notes based on text structure that helps us really be able to understand the text, talk about the text, write about the text. So you're going to see in your lesson, the first part is me doing it. That's the part that I do when I show you what to do. The second two parts are discussion. That's where you're trying it out. You're going to get some feedback from your teacher or me, and you're supposed to be trying it out, seeing how this works, commenting on other people's posts, seeing what other people wrote. That would be like if we were in class and we were talking. And then the last two parts of the lesson, you're going to do it on your own. So this lesson is just like what we do in class. It's just that we can't be together right now. But you're going to see, yes, you have to watch me do this work. Then you have to try it out on your own together in a group. That's why it's called a discussion. Then you have to do it by yourself. Okay? If you don't do all those parts of the lesson, then how would you ever practice and get good at something that you might not know how to do all the way? All right, so here we go. I'm looking at what are animal invaders, and I can tell in these next couple pages, this author is going to tell me exactly what animal invaders are. This picture of the ship lets me know that sometimes plants and animals are brought from another part of the world to a different part of the world by getting stuck in cargo or stuck in ships. I also see a picture of a plane here. So I'm also thinking, okay, somehow these plants and animals get on a boat or a plane, or they travel to a different ecosystem, a different part of the world, a different part of the country, or a different ecosystem. When I'm previewing, I'm really going to read and look at these pictures. Here's a caption that says, invasive species can travel to new locations on cargo ships. Okay, now I know, but I also see a plane. This one says, did you know technology has made it easier for people to travel farther? People in the United States also consume many products that are imported from other countries. Imported means they came from somewhere else. Increased travel and importation raise the risk of carrying an invasive species to a new location. So a couple things, when people like a certain food or fruit from another country, and they bring it to this country, oh, that means perhaps something could get into this area that wasn't already here. That's one part. And the second part is people travel a lot more. They travel very frequently. So when people travel a lot, they bring things from other parts of the world. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, when you preview the text, you're going to look at the pictures, you're going to read the captions. This is giving you a heads up. So one thing that we have in Florida, we have a lot of boats. People do a lot of boating. So when I look at this picture of the boat, I'm going to read the caption. It says, some invasive species can cling to the undersides of the boats and be brought to new bodies of water. So that to me means a fish or some kind of a sea animal in one part of the world might get stuck on the bottom of a boat. And as the boat travels, oh, it gets dropped off in another part of the world. And you know that we've read about the lionfish. So I'm just thinking, oh, like the lionfish doesn't belong down by the Florida Keys. It got here by coming from a different part of the world. Okay, at the bottom here, non-native species usually only survive if a new location is a similar habitat to the one the animal came from. An animal that is used to living in a forest with lots of water and trees would die in a dry desert. So that means to me that if the habitat isn't perfect, if the environment isn't right for that species, the species will not thrive. It will not live. It will not survive. But if it is right, like the kudzu and the lionfish and the pythons, then we may have a big problem. All right, boys and girls, what you're going to do is you're going to keep previewing. So this is the time to stop watching the video, go pull up the book in Epic, and go through the pictures. This book has a lot of pictures. It's a long book. It's going to take us a lot of time to work through this book this week. It has a lot of pictures. It has a lot of captions. It has a lot of parts that say, did you know? That gives you a heads up for reading. It builds your schema before we even start to dive in. Because we've already been studying invasive species, you already know a lot about this. But this book is kind of building that last layer. This is definitely the most difficult book that we've read. It's definitely the book with the most information. So this is going to take some time. Now it's the time for you to try it out. Now it's the you do part. You need to pull up the book. You need to have your paper and pencil out. You need to be looking at the pictures. I see some cows up here. I see some bees over here. I see some corn here. I see a did you know. You need to be going through the whole book and looking at those pictures.